Are you looking for the best air purifiers? In this video we will look at some of the 10 best purifiers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Coway Airmega 450. It took only a few minutes to unbox the Coway Airmega 450. The 30-inch cylinder tower is just under 25 pounds. Its easy-to-maneuver wheels and hidden handle made this unit glide across my wooden floors. With its quiet air cleaning abilities, capturing particulate matter and volatile organic compounds, VOCs, the Airmega 450 might be my favorite air purifier from Coway to date. The 450 is able to quietly, not at the highest and thus noisiest setting, clean the air in an average-sized room around 300 to 400 square feet at the recommended 5 times an hour. And while Coway boasts that it can clean the air of a 3,285 square foot room, the fine print notes that it can do that once an hour and at its loudest setting, nearly 60 decibels. What I've learned reviewing air purifiers is that the largest room size that can be cleaned in an hour still needs to be divided by 5 to get the recommended number of exchanges. Once you have that number, reduce it again to account for the fact that you don't want your air purifier running at its highest setting. The Airmega 450 is not Wi-Fi compatible, though if you're like me and set your purifiers to auto mode, that might not be a negative. The 450's built-in air quality sensor illuminates the large circular indicator light on the top of the tower. I wish Coway adopted the standard air quality index color code. I like knowing my indoor air quality with a quick glance at its indicator light, but it's confusing that the light glows blue for good, green for moderate, green is good on the IQAir color code, yellow for unhealthy, and red for very unhealthy. As a cat owner, I appreciate the model's control panel lock, as my cats tend to turn off other tower purifiers by sitting on the unit. It also has a timer and filter replacement button. Lastly, the 450 has an eco mode. When no pollution is detected for 10 minutes, it will automatically stop airflow to save energy. And while I recommend the 450, I had the same difficulty reading the numbers on the control panel in bright light as I had with Coway's iMega ProX, and at a cost of $500, I wish the warranty were longer than a year. At number 2. Coway Airmega Mighty. The Mighty from air purifier stalwarts Coway might have the best bang for your buck when it comes to air purifiers. At under $200, the Mighty can clean a 361 square foot room, exchanging the air the recommended 4.8 times per hour. Note that this is based on running the Mighty at its highest and loudest setting at 53 decibels. And, as I've written before, you most likely won't want that kind of white noise 24/7, so I suggest fitting the Mighty in a room around 200 square feet or smaller to run it at a quieter setting while still benefiting from a high air exchange rate. It has an on-off button for the ionizer and a timer activation/deactivation feature that will power off after 1, 4, or 8 hours, along with eco mode that turns off the fan if no pollution is detected for 30 minutes. The Mighty has a built-in air sensor and air quality light that shines blue for clean air, dark purple for polluted air, and red for highly polluted. This is Coway's color system, and I found it confusing as the colors don't line up with the United States Air Quality Index standards of green for good, red for unhealthy, and purple for very unhealthy. It is the air sensor that enables the Mighty to automatically adjust its fan speed. At just under 1.5 feet tall and 12 pounds, the box-like Mighty feels lighter than that with its easy-to-grab back handle. I pulled off the front cover to reveal the Mighty's 3 filters, a HEPA, a deodorizing filter, and the pre-filter. The Mighty also needs to sit about 8 inches from the wall or furniture. And while I like the simple design of the Mighty, its glossy white plastic finish attracts pet hair in that clingy, static-like way. It isn't compatible with Google Home or Amazon's Alexa, nor does it have a remote or app. Still, for the price, the Mighty is an excellent air purifier for small rooms. At number 3. Coway Airmega ProX. The Coway Airmega ProX is the monolith your high-ceiling home needs. If you're living in an A-frame, double-height ceiling loft, or any home with a ceiling higher than 8 feet, the Coway Airmega ProX is for you. The ProX gives off a TARS robot from Interstellar meets giant stereo speaker vibe. Its blend into the room mocha beige and can clean the air 4 times per hour in a 1,000 square foot space when running at its highest setting. And even at its highest and therefore loudest setting, it hovers around 50 decibels, slightly louder than the sound of falling rain, making it one of the quieter large tower air purifiers I've tested. It also has a control panel lock that is a plus for parents and cat owners alike. The control panel features Coway's real-time slightly confusing air quality indicator light, blue for good, green for moderate, yellow for unhealthy, and red for very unhealthy. There's also the PM 2.5 number that is sometimes difficult to read depending on the angle. There are 3 customizable airflow speeds. I prefer to leave it on auto mode. Its built-in sensor adjusted the fan speed depending on my indoor air quality and was in sync with my air quality monitors. And while it wasn't app-enabled, the ProX was able to adjust to clean my air efficiently and quietly. I was also able to move the 50-pound ProX using its hidden handles and built-in lockable wheels. And while the ProX is one of the more expensive models I've tested, the 5-year warranty puts it in the wise investment category. At number 4. Coway Airmega 400S. Coway has yet to make a bad air purifier, and the Airmega 400S is another banger from the air purifier innovators. The 400S checks all the boxes when it comes to features. It has a reliable auto mode that adjusts the fan speed according to the air quality using its built-in air quality sensor. It also has a timer to schedule 1, 4, or 8 hours of running time. And while it has a serviceable app, its built-in air sensor and auto-adjust fan keep me from having to micromanage settings. The question is, can this air purifier do the job without me pushing buttons or checking the indoor air quality, and do it quietly? With the Airmega 400S, the answer is yes. The 400S has an easy-to-see, real-time air quality sensor indicator light that glows blue/green for good, green/yellow for moderate, yellow/orange for unhealthy, and orange/red for very unhealthy. And as it is on the larger side, the 400S is quiet. It's easy to forget it's on, and it doesn't call attention to itself on its highest setting. And perhaps my favorite feature is the 400SS filter indicator lights. It doesn't just let me know when to change the HEPA or activated charcoal filter, but it will also let me know when to wash the pre-filter. I can't think of another air purifier that does that. And if you want your air purifiers to run well, keeping that pre-filter clean is an easy bit of essential maintenance. At number 5. Smart Health Blast Mini MKII Air Purifier. The Blast Mini from Smarter HEPA is the white metal box on wheels, they lock, that cleans large spaces or even a small apartment that you didn't know you needed. When the Blast Mini first arrived, I was surprised by its solid metal build and single knob. That's it, there's no internal air quality sensor or app. And to change the HEPA, you'll need a screwdriver. On the upside, you'll only need to change the HEPA once a year. That yearly filter change will cost around $150, but depending on the size of your living space, you might not need another air purifier. The Blast moves easily from room to room and does its job on a large scale. As modern cubes and air purifiers cosplaying as furniture fill the market, the truth is that having a well-built air purifier with a HEPA filter that runs quietly is what really matters. You can add the additional carbon-activated filter to your Blast to capture volatile organic compounds. The Blast Mini might be the no-frills workhorse your family needs. At number 6. PurOxygen P500i Air Purifier. While PurOxygen's P500i Air Purifier cleans the air of a smaller than average-sized room, its easy-to-read display, app compatibility, side handles, and unique all-in-one filter make it easy to like. I usually stay away from small room air purifiers due to their loud noise and less the ideal air cleaning power. And while at its highest setting, the P500i reaches up to 50 decibels, it operates quietly at lower speeds and can effectively clean the air in a home office or a room smaller than 200 square feet. The PurOxygen utilizes a combined filter that has a pre-filter that can be unvelcroed and hand-washed, an activated carbon, a HEPA 13, along with a cold catalyst filter. A cold catalyst, also known as the low-temperature catalyst filtration, can cause a chemical reaction that can break down gases, like VOCs, and convert them to less harmful substances. And while the P5001 is California Air Resources Board or CARB certified as a mechanical air purifier, the EPA does not recommend catalysts in air purifiers due to their limited effectiveness. And while the P5001 internal air sensor indicator light beams green when air is excellent, it goes blue when air is good, light yellow for medium, and red for poor air quality. Again, I prefer when air purifiers use the standard air quality index color codes. Still, the PurOxygen's dashboard on the app was simple to navigate, and at under $200, the P500i is a solid option. At number 7. Windmill Air Purifier. Windmill has designed an air purifier with a bamboo finish. I have been using the dark navy blue version. I like the Scandinavian look, and it's more furniture-esque than other purifiers. Still, with the blue model, the nicks and the veneer show up as white. It's possible the bamboo finish might wear better. I really like this brand and reviewed its desk fan and air conditioner, the latter of which pairs with the Windmill Air app, and I'm equally happy using the app with its air purifier. The Windmill has an internal sensor and indicator light, green for good, yellow for moderate, pink for bad, and red for unhealthy. And while the boost setting is the loudest, it is still relatively quiet at its lower setting. I prefer to run it on the auto-adjusting eco mode. At number 8. IQAir GC MultiGas XE. I've been using the IQAir GC for the past 5 years and was excited to give the newer air sensor and app-enabled IQAir CG XE model a test run. In the past I've used my GC tower in the space between my kitchen and dining room, turning it on the highest setting whenever I used my gas stove. Both the GC and CG XE clean the air of volatile organic compounds and PM 2.5, those invisible particles that can enter the bloodstream and cause health issues. And like the Atom X, the GC Series XE comes with its own certificate of performance and a 10-year warranty. The Swiss-made air purifier is a tower model that needs to be at least a foot away from any wall. And while it's heavy at 55 pounds, the casters let me roll it around my house. I also appreciate that the air sensor's indicator light is in accordance with US AQI colors. And the built-in sensor and IQAir app make the CGX easy to use. I used to have to manually control the fan speed on my older GC, but in auto setting, the CGXE knows what to do. I also find IQAir app to have one of the most intuitive user experiences I've tested. And like the Atom X, these Swiss-made air purifiers are top of the line for a reason, but the 10-year warranty makes IQAir's purifiers a wise investment. And unlike the Atom X, the CGXE can also capture toxic gases and vapors. It is also one of the largest air purifiers I've tested, and at its highest setting it can clean 275 cubic feet per minute, or CFM. On auto mode, the fan speeds adjust. It can clean the air of a large space with multiple air exchanges in an hour. I've been using the CGXE in the main room of an A-frame cabin with double height ceilings, around 3,000 cubic feet, for the past 2 months, and it has kept my indoor air quality healthy. But with great power comes great noise. At its highest setting, the CGXE runs at a loud 68 decibels, that's just 2 decibels shy of the sound of a consumer vacuum cleaner, though it's quiet at its lower settings. At $1,400, this workhorse isn't cheap, but it's an investment that's built to last. At number 9. Airdog Pet Air Filter. The Airdog X5 is the first washable filter air purifier I've tested. And while it doesn't use a HEPA, it is California Air Resources Board certified. CARB lists it as electronic filtration instead of a HEPA filter, that would be listed as mechanical. As I've written before, if an air purifier isn't CARB certified, don't buy it. I tested the Airdog in a large room. I even received the limited edition pet plate. That is exactly what it sounds like, a plate that fits over the Airdog meant for a cat to perch on. Neither of my cats took to it. The Airdog has a responsive built-in sensor that was in sync with my other air quality monitors. And its electronic air filters, by way of their patented TPA technology, charges particles and then captures them. The best way I can describe it, imagine that the PM 2.5 or mosquitoes in Airdog's purifier is like an old-time mosquito zapper. It works a little like that, and if the filter gets dirty enough, it will make zap sounds. The manual mentions that it's time to wash the filter when you hear those zaps. The pre-filter collected visible debris, including cat hair. And there is something to be said about not having to buy expensive replacement filters. I hope Airdog's next pet model has a built-in cat tree. At number 10. Rabbit Air A3 Ultra Quiet Air Purifier. This is the second Rabbit Air Purifier I've tested, and again I am impressed by its quiet fan. Even on its highest turbo setting, it's quieter than other air purifiers I've tested at their maximum. And like the Rabbit Air BioGS 2.0 above, it doesn't stand out as an unsightly appliance. Add to that the A3's easy-to-remove customizable magnetic front panel, and it goes from air purifier to aesthetically pleasing statement piece. If you decide to use the included wall mount hardware, the A3 can be the art your home gallery needed. I tested the A3 with the soon-to-be-released iconic Hello Kitty panel. There's also Peanuts, along with other images like Katsushika Hokusai's The Great Wave and Van Gogh's Starry Night, to name a few. There's a lot going for the A3. It has an easy-to-use control panel and Rabbit Air app, air quality indicator, filter indicator light, ion generator that can be turned on and off, adjustable auto mode that can be set from low to high sensitivity, 24/7 support, and a 5-year warranty. But all of this comes with a higher price tag at just under $800. The 3A also has a mood light setting. When I first turned on the -A3, I didn't know why my air was going from bad to good within a minute until I realized it was a mood light feature for aesthetics. The light beams come from the top of the A3 panel. And while the cycling mood light is adjustable through the app, it was confusing. My first thought when any air purifier beams out purple, my indoor air is very unhealthy. The light sensor is easy enough to turn off, but I wish there was a light setting that could be synced up with the air quality indicator. Also, the control panel or interface at the top of the purifier turns off when you're not touching it, and as I have yet to remember which button does what, it creates an extra step for the user. As I mentioned, it's quiet and almost inaudible 22 decibels at its whisper setting. Another unique element of the 3A is the customizable filters. I was sent the new anniversary-issued, green tea infused filter, but there's also a toxin absorber, germ defense, odor remover, and one for pet allergies. These are in addition to the pre-filter, the medium filter, the activated carbon filter, and HEPA filter. And while there is yet to be any research or scientific studies to back up the benefits and efficacy of a green tea infused filter for an air purifier, I'd like to think that the same health benefits one gets from drinking green tea could somehow transfer to breathing through a green tea filter. The Rabbit Air 3A Ultra Quiet Air Purifier is a luxury, both in looks and in function. The Artist series can do 4 air exchanges in a 515 square foot room, so consider using the 3A in a room about 250 square feet to run the purifier at a lower and quieter setting. It reminds me of the ultra-modern Atom X, above, from IQAir, a high-end purifier that looks as good as it works. I could see the 3A with Snoopy panel hanging in a child's room, blending into the interior.